What's good, YTBC? What's good, fight fans, boxing heads around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So this is my breakdown and prediction for this fight we got coming up on, is it the 22nd of April? A long-awaited fight between Anthony Joshua, the IBF champion, IBF champion at heavyweight, facing former heavyweight champion and lineal champion and Ring Magazine champion, former almost undisputed champion, Wladimir Klitschko, you know what I'm saying? Wladimir Klitschko, man, you know, the guy's coming to England to fight the man Anthony Joshua in front of 90,000 deep up there in Wembley Stadium in London, you know. So this is a very much anticipated fight, a fight that could break records as far as attendance, could break records as far as even maybe might do even a lot of pay-per-view buys on Sky Box Office, you know what I mean? So, you know, this is a fight I've been waiting for a while, so let's get into it, man. You know, the man Anthony Joshua, he got this IBF strap when he fought, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Charles Martin, right? He beat Charles Martin, and the man became the IBF champion, you know what I'm saying? Charles Martin obviously fought, what's that guy's name? Is it Glaskov? That bum ass dude who always gets gift decisions, and that's how the man and what's his name? That crazy dude, man. He got his title, you know what I mean? Charles Martin, you know what I'm saying? So Anthony Joshua's had two defenses, I believe, of that strap. Who's he fought? He's fought Eric Molina and Dominic Brazil ever since he became the champion. Those are two good defenses for him, you know what I mean? I mean, Anthony Joshua is a guy who doesn't even have 20 fights in his career. So I'm not going to say, oh, this guy should have been fighting stiff competition right away after he got the belt, you know. I think the man worked his way up the ranks, and now he got a big fight up against the man Wladimir Klitschko, you know. Wladimir Klitschko is a former lineal champion, like I said, you know what I'm saying? He's a former WBO, IBF, WBA. He's had every belt except the WBC. That was his brother who kept that WBC title. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this should be a good fight, man. You know, as far as keys to victory, you know, the man Anthony Joshua, he has the more, you know, these two guys are almost sort of similar, you know what I'm saying? Both guys, you could say, kind of robotic, you know what I'm saying? Both of them are stand upright boxers, you know what I mean? Anthony Joshua, as far as his style, you know what I'm saying? He's a kind of guy who he seldomly makes mistakes, you know what I mean? He fights behind the jab. He stands there in the pocket with you. He throws a stiff jab. But Wladimir Klitschko can do the same, you know what I mean? I think they almost have similar qualities. Only difference is Anthony Joshua has the age advantage, you know what I mean? He's about 28, maybe going 29, while the man Vlad is a good 41 years old, you know what I mean? Well, Wladimir Klitschko don't look 41, so, you know, his age could be a factor, but, you know, in my opinion, I don't think it'll be a factor, you know what I'm saying? I think the experience is a big factor edge that the man Wladimir Klitschko has over, what's his name, Anthony Joshua, you know what I mean? Vlad has been in numerous big major fights, you know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying, at the heavyweight, you know, the guys, this probably going to be like his 29th title fight, you know what I mean? Win or lose, he's been in 29 world championship fights as a heavyweight, you know what I mean? So, you know, Wladimir Klitschko does have the experience. He has a good jab, although his jab has been withering and wavering ever since, ever since Emmanuel Stewart departed, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, the guy Wladimir Klitschko hasn't looked great in my opinion. Only fight I give him credit for looking superb, spectacular, and doing the damn thing and doing what we would like to see him do every time was when he fought Kubra Pulev, you know what I mean? And, you know, he displayed a good jab. And Wladimir Klitschko's the kind of guy, man, depending on how you fighting, man, that's how he's gonna fight, you know? If you showing you're gonna be aggressive right back, that's gonna be a problem for Vlad. Vlad don't like being taken out of his comfort zone, and his comfort zone is getting into his zone. You know what I'm saying? Letting that jab go, fighting behind the jab, throwing stiff right hands, you know what I'm saying? But if you give him the man problems as far as not standing right there in front of him to get hit by these jabs, if you're an elusive fighter, if you're a herky-jerky fighter with good head movement and good lateral movement, good footwork, then you can actually beat Vlad, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua, I'm not going to say he got spectacular, superb foot speed and footwork, you know what I mean? No, I'm not gonna say that, So depends on Anthony Joshua's head movement, how he's using his jab. That'll ultimately define and show how the man Vladimir Klitschko would take on this fight. You know what I mean? A guy like Tyson Fury gave this guy Vladimir Klitschko mad problems because the guy's an awkward fighter. You know what I'm saying? And in my opinion, there ain't nothing awkward about the man Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua's a straight up and down fighter who's, like I said, fights well behind the jab, throws stiff jabs, strong right hands behind the jab, you know what I'm saying? His punch variety, I think he could have a better punch variety, and that's where the man Vladimir Klitschko could take advantage, you know what I mean? If he studied and done his homework and research on how the man Anthony Joshua fights, he could actually make this fight into he could actually make it into a very competitive fight, you know what I mean, and give Anthony Joshua massive problems, you know what I mean? Anthony Joshua quite hasn't fought a guy who's, in spectacular shape like the man Vladimir Klitschko. Despite his age, Vladimir Klitschko's in good shape, you know what I'm saying? But, he hasn't been in the ring in a long time, and that right there could be a disadvantage, you know what I mean? He hasn't fought since like November of 2015 when he lost to, what's his name? He lost to, what's the guy's name? Tyson Fury, you know what I mean? So in order for Vlad, he might be fresh because he hasn't fought in a while, but he might also have some ring rust. We shall see once he gets into the ring, you know what I mean? But I think the man Vladimir Klitschko, he has a good chance to win this fight, man. He has a major chance to have an upset, you know what I mean? If the man Vladimir Klitschko tries to take the man Anthony Joshua into deep waters, where Anthony Joshua has never been, you know what I'm saying? Anthony Joshua's always knocked or finished his opponent, stopped him. I believe his record maybe is like 18-0 with 18 KOs, you know what I'm saying? Might be 19-0. I know he has less than 20 fights, you know what I mean? You check it, the man Vladimir Klitschko has he has many fights under his belt, you know what I mean? How many losses he has? Corey Sanders, Lehman Brewster, and Tyson Fury, right? 3 losses, you check it. All these losses haven't been back-to-back. They're almost like years apart from each other, you know what I mean? So Vladimir Klitschko is a legit world champion defender, you know what I'm saying? And the man Vladimir Klitschko is a guy who if he fights, like I said, ever since Emmanuel Stewart passed, he showed a lot of vulnerabilities. He showed a lot of Vladimir Klitschko has shown, that he showed a lot of bad habits ever since Emmanuel Stewart is gone. You know what I mean? That fight against, what's that guy's name? Povetkin, when he was leaning all on Povetkin, which I ain't give a fuck. I don't like Povetkin anyways, you know what I mean? I was rooting for Vlad in that fight. But that fight was like a fucking wrestling match. It was bad, man. It wasn't nothing I'd recommend anybody to go watch again, But as far as styles, these two guys are very similar, man. This is a battle of the robotic fighters, in my opinion, These guys don't fight like a guy like, what's my guy's name? Like Deontay Wilder, Deontay Wilder got a little bit more footwork and, he's more awkward, more punch variety than both of these guys, you know what I mean? But I think Anthony Joshua, if he fights well behind the jab, keeps himself composed like he has against all these other fighters he's fought, you know what I'm saying? And actually try to take it to the man Klitschko, you know what I'm saying? Make Vladimir Klitschko feel his punches in his right hands, throw shots to the body, slow down any kind of movement, which is very minimal from Vlad, you know what I'm saying? And, he really tries to go at the older guy, then that's, I think, how he'll win this fight, you know what I mean? If the man Vladimir Klitschko takes this fight into deep waters, you know what I'm saying? He has a chance of winning this fight, you know what I mean? Vladimir Klitschko's not a body puncher, really, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's going to really be going to the body because it's going to leave him open for shots over the top, you know what I'm saying? So, it's going to be a real chess match, ladies and gents, you know what I mean? I'm not expecting a all-out great fight as far as action and straight up and down fight of the year type candidates like that Dillian White and Derek Chisora fight. Nah, I expect a chess match in there. 2 guys who are boxers by nature, boxer punchers, you know what I mean, rather than brawlers, you know what I'm saying? If the man Vladimir Klitschko gets frustrated by Anthony Joshua's punch output, as far as, letting them hands go, jabs, throwing body shots, the jabs to the stomach, right hands behind it, uppercuts, then this man Anthony Joshua is going to win this fight easily, you know what I'm saying? But if the man Wladimir Klitschko is not deterred by any ways by the man Joshua's punch output, you know what I'm saying? If he can find openings where he can let his hands go in between them openings, then he has a chance to win. This fight's going to be dictated by whoever has the ring generalship, who can dictate the fight through distance, as far as their right hands and their jabs. That's who's going to win this fight, you know what I'm saying? This is going to be a chess match, you know what I mean? Real chess match, and I don't think it's going to be an easy victory for either guy, you know what I'm saying? Whoever wins this fight, believe me, it'll come like a split decision. That's how I see it. And I see Anthony Joshua winning this fight barely, you know what I'm saying? A close fight, 7 rounds to 5, split decision, you know what I mean? I think this will be the first fight where he goes into deep waters and actually gets a decision, you know what I'm saying, on wins on points, you know what I mean? And Wladimir Klitschko could very well also win this fight. Like I said, I think it'll be a close fight, you know what I mean? But I think Anthony Joshua, he's going to have the age advantage, and he's just going to have to be the more tougher, ruthless fighter in there, you know what I mean? Because if Wladimir Klitschko doesn't fear you, that's when he lets his hands go. And I'm not saying Wladimir Klitschko's a scary fighter, no. But Wladimir Klitschko, when he has a guy who's right in front of him, who's just fighting the conventional boxing style, then that's going to be easy pickings for Vlad, you know what I mean? A guy like Tyson Fury, head movement, that jerky, herky-jerky style, you know what I'm saying? The shoulder movement, you know what I'm saying? The lateral movement. Those type of things gave this man Vlad all kinds of problems, man. Vlad couldn't even really let that jab go, because he was like, what's this guy doing in front of me, you know what I mean? He had no idea how to get inside of the man, a tall guy like Tyson Fury, and the man Anthony Joshua is a tall dude as well, you know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how Wladimir Klitschko takes his opponent, and it also depends on how this man Anthony Joshua comes to fight, you know what I mean? If Wladimir Klitschko, if the man Anthony Joshua ain't gonna step on the gas, then that's gonna be bad news for him, you know what I'm saying? I think Wladimir Klitschko could get in a comfort zone, you know what I'm saying, get its rhythm going, and he could win this fight if Anthony Joshua doesn't come aggressive enough, which I don't think will be the case. I think the younger guy will take this victory with a split decision, you know what I mean? If he knocks Klitschko out, I'll be surprised, you know what I'm saying? It's been a while since we've seen Vlad get knocked out. We do know about his chin from fights with Lehman Brewster and Corey Saunders, you know what I mean? But those fights were a long time ago. And the man Wladimir Klitschko, he himself has a good tight defense, man. You know what I'm saying? If shit hits the fan, the man always knows how to grab, you know what I mean? How to tangle, hold, tie up, however you call it, clinch. The man is a master at that. He's a master clincher, just like Floyd, you know what I'm saying? So these guys, I don't think he's going to let this man Anthony Joshua get into a rhythm. But ultimately, man, I just don't think that the Wladimir Klitschko will do enough as far as even trying to slow the man Anthony Joshua down. If Wladimir Klitschko had a body attack arsenal, then this fight would I'd actually favor him. But he's not known for that, and I don't see a teaching an old dog new tricks at this stage of his career. I don't see him going for the body shots, you know what I mean? So I got the man Anthony Joshua winning by a split decision, 7 rounds to 5. And we shall see if Wladimir Klitschko can turn back the times of the clock, and if he can come out with a big victory, you know what I mean? If he does, man, this will be a massive upset, you know what I mean? So let me know in the comment section who you think is going to win this fight. I got the man Anthony Joshua winning by 7-5 split decision. And this fight also, the WBA title's on the line. As far as it's a vacant title, Vlad ain't holding it, neither is Anthony Joshua. It's a vacant title. I don't know if you would call this fight a unification, but whoever wins this fight leaves a ring with 2 belts. B Marsh Boxing, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know who you picking to win, and I'm gonna catch you on the next vid. 1.